Well, Gremlins, it's ever May. Guess what? This is a continuation, not really. Haha. No, see, I just got done recording one podcast about the last 72 hours and realized there was a lot more that happened in those last 72 hours that I didn't get to touch on, mostly because we were talking about bodies and being good and listening and that kind of stuff. But there was still some other stuff that happened. Um, I recorded a podcast that I'm not sure you're going to hear, which sucks because I don't like wasting recording time. It is one of those things where I don't get to do it too often anymore. So I really want to make sure, it's something I can put out there. And my advisor, Nova, said maybe I shouldn't. Just because it's more an emotional release that I needed. But is it something that you guys want to hear? That, my guess is yes, you'll want to hear it. Should anybody hear it? That part I'm not so sure about. So until I have an answer for that, it's gonna stay in the vault. What that means, though, is I need something to put in the vault that I can use. Hence, this recording. But I think that what transpired in the last 72 hours needs to be talked about. I just need to figure out how to talk to you guys about it. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping you hear this thing because unless you pay attention and know what the hell I'm talking about because you have been a part of it, and if that's the case, then you hearing it in a podcast shouldn't surprise you. Um, at least the people who are in my world know that I have a podcast and that I talk to you guys about whatever I want to. And it involves game stuff, it involves life stuff, but it is for me to do with as I wish. And yes, there are some people who listen to my podcast who are from the game. And hi, how are you? Are you having fun? A lot of drama lately, at least in my group. Yeah, so I don't know. And then there's a part of me that says, unless you really know about it, you may not completely understand what it is that I'm talking about because I use Harry Potter as my cover story. So I don't ever name names. Everybody has a code name that comes from Harry Potter world. Um, but if you know the situation where I'm at in the game, then you can put two and two together and get four if you are smart enough to figure it out. If you're not smart enough to figure it out, then it just seems like I'm bitching about Harry Potter. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think it is fine for me to put out there, and if the people that are involved figure it out, then I will talk to them about it then. If they don't figure it out, then that tells me a lot also. And I don't even think the people involved are the ones that actually listen to my podcast. So I don't think it would matter. And I think the people who do listen to my podcast that come from that world may not understand who I'm talking about, which is the whole point of using code names to begin with, is so some people who are involved can put two and two together and know who we're talking about, but the people not involved just know that, certain characters have certain names, and we just refer to them as such. Yeah. So I think I've talked myself into giving you guys that podcast, which then defeats the purpose of this podcast to fill that void. But at least I got some thinking done. I appreciate that. Um, Sometimes it helps to just talk and get it out and figure everything out on the fly. But yeah, so that podcast, I guess, will come out eventually before or after this one. I don't know. Unfortunately, it's more a crapshoot as to which one I pick, unless it was like the series of I Quit, and then I had to put them together because, again, they're series. So, yeah. But, yeah, this is what I've been up to lately, is dealing with a bunch of emotions. Mostly, I retired from the game, which came with some emotions that I wasn't prepared for. And a lot of it was anger. And it was directed at just a couple people, which I find very interesting as a data point in my evaluation of if this game is allowing me to find my happy again or just prolonging the drama of it. And I'm still in the same bucket I was with the title as I am without the title. But it is only Wednesday. It is. Everything happened on Friday. So it hasn't even been a full week yet. So I don't want to jump to conclusions, be like, this was not going to work out. Why did I stay? I should have just vacated. I also wish I could find somebody who, if I do want to vacate the game, can take my 2 accounts that I have, because they both have a lot of hours invested in them, and I think it is time to see if that's a possibility. If I can find somebody who wants them, then maybe that is what I need as a sign to just jump ship. Because that's part of why I stayed, was because I have so much invested, especially in my main account. I have lots of power, which means lots of time and sometimes even money being directed into it. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know. 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 What I do know is I'm still not happy. I still am dreading logging on sometimes. I have realized that some of it is people related and not game related, which has then got me thinking of going to one of our friendly alliances so I can still make sure AOH is taken care of and protected, but maybe not directly taken care of and protected. But I can say, okay, AOH is in trouble. Can we go help them? And Yeah. Yeah. Oh. But anyway, it's kind of where everything is. Everything is still in limbo, although the decision to stay was made. Um, I'm waiting to collect more data points. I'm waiting to collect to see if I do find my happy again. I hope I find my happy again. Um, but my tolerance for people, I guess, is almost non existent right now. And that is affecting my happy also. So, yeah, fun times, I tell you, fun times. But you just got to do it sometimes. You got to be able to step back and say, you know what? Maybe my happy is more important than X, Y, or Z. And that's where I'm at, is I'm trying to find where my happy is back and whether that involves X, Y, and Z. Because if it doesn't, then that is a good data point. If it does, then that again is another good data point. But I need to figure it out. I need to give it time, and that's the hard part, is I like there to be results. But in this case, I don't know if the result is going to be what I want it to be. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to end this a little early and give you guys a little bit of a break, give me a little bit of a break. And yeah, I know we have now 2 podcasts of absolutely nothing worth talking about or listening to. So I'm sorry. But yeah, until then, everybody, I will talk to you later. Be good, be bad, just be a gremlin. Love ya. Bye.